Hello! Welcome to Bad at Board Games. My name is Brad Lake, and I'm bad at board games, so you don't have to be. Today, we're going to be talking about Marvel Zombies, not Marvel Zombies, Deceased. It's kind of like Marvel Zombies, but with Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman. But it's a little bit different. It's kind of like the old Zombicide. So, let's take a look. Are we back in it? Yeah, I'm back in this. Let's take a look. Alrighty, where's my mouse pointer? There it is. We are up to $814,000, and I don't know what their goal was. Oh, $300,000. They hit their goal, and within the first day, I backed it. I wasn't one of the first, but I backed it pretty early. They hadn't hit their goal when I backed it. So now we're approaching the 1 million, 12 days to go, and pretty sure they're going to hit that. It seems to be steadily climbing as they unlock all their things. And, you know, if you're familiar with Zombicide at all, and I would say regular Zombicide versus Marvel Zombicide, you have the DC universe where you have some DC heroes that have been hit with the anti-life equation, so now they're zombies. It's very convenient, don't you think? Darkseid has turned Superman into a zombie, and game over, really. But we have all of our favorites from Justice League, and all the bystanders, so forth. That's not Aunt May. This is not DC, but it is funny when you really start to compare these two, how much Marvel copied off of DC. Yeah, so there's that. We've got equipment back. So this is kind of the big thing, that Marvel Zombies didn't have equipment. They had the hunger. And so, Zombicide has equipment, and you go around, you try to find it, and you get an axe, or you get a spear, or, think Black Plague. And that makes you stronger, and you're able to do things. We're kind of going back to that, but then we're still keeping the hero traits, which they had in Marvel Zombies. The hero traits can be like one use, or they can be multi-use, depending on what they are and how they work. And you can, typically with the hero traits, it's another action you can do. You can move for an action, or you get 3 actions on your turn. I think it is 3 or 4. But you can take one of those actions to move, take one of those actions to fight, take one of those actions to draw a hero trait card, take an action to break down a door, take an action to search for an item, in a chest or something like that. So that's Marvel Zombies I'm going to say Marvel Zombies all the way through this. That's Deceased. That's Zombicide in a nutshell. On the left-hand side, looks like we have our different levels. So in Marvel Zombies, this is hunger. In this one, it looks like it's power to perform devastating attacks. And so they're kind of like bridging the gap. You're going to have the items, instead of hunger, you're going to have power-ups that allow you to do a special ability, and then you're going to level up and continue to get more powerful as you go. So, the anti-life pledge, we're looking at $130. This will be cheaper at retail, just to make everybody aware. Go look at Marvel Zombies right now. You're paying all these add-ons that are free. That's why this is $130. They're not free. You're just paying for them, and you'll be able to get them. They won't be at retail. So all the extra heroes, all the extra stuff, you're going to have an extra box for all those items, and that's what you're going to get for this. Now, looking at some of the sculpts, I'm pretty happy with some of the sculpts. I'm also unhappy with some of the sculpts as well. But we'll kind of get to that as we scroll down. We've got Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Batman, The Flash, Green Canary, Green Arrow, Hawkeye, Hawkgirl, Lex Luthor in his battle armor, Superman battle armor. And then the zombies that are coming in to destroy you. We've got Superman, which, like I said, to me, that would be just game over. Game over if Superman becomes a zombie. Aquaman, Green Lantern, Catwoman, Martian Manhunter, Hawkman. Martian Manhunter, I think, could always go not invisible. You wouldn't be able to touch him. He can change his density. So surprising that, but it's not being bit by a zombie. It's Darkseid's life equation, anti-life equation. So I'll allow it. We've got our zombie hordes. So instead of like Shield and Marvel zombies, it's basically Lex Corp's, his body troops and everything that's gotten turned. We're going to have your standard walkers. We're going to have some heavy brutes in like the Lex armor. And then shock troops, which are your runners. And then we're going to have some cool bystanders. And that's part of the unlock. Martha Kent, not Aunt May. They look similar, don't they? Depending on which version, if you go to the comic books or not. But yeah, there's that. I just think it's kind of funny. We've got Jimmy Olsen, Perry White. He looks nothing like the newspaper guy from Marvel Zombies. Jonah Jameson. The sculpt doesn't look anything like that. Then we've got equipment. And I don't have one of the Zombicides that has the equipment. I have Marvel Zombies and I have Marvel Zombies Resistance. I didn't really care for Zombicide where it was like in space, and then everything I've read about Zombicide 2.0 was like it was too easy. There really wasn't any challenge. You're always winning. So I've just kind of steered clear of that. I didn't want to go back and buy Black Plague. So that's where I'm at. And that's why I haven't played with the items. One of the reasons I'm going to get this is I like the merging of what I like about Marvel Zombies, what I think is cool about Zombicide, and they're trying to combine some of those things together, leaning a little bit more on the Zombicide portion of the rules ish. I mean, I just like it. I'm interested in it, and I like the IP. I was never a huge Marvel DC fan. I always collected Marvel comics, boxes and boxes and boxes of Marvel comics. When a lot of the Marvel comics writers and artists and everything went over to DC and they did like the New 52, then I started liking DC during that time. But yeah, this Dark Knights Metal, I'm not sure I'm going to pick this one up. The one I am interested in though is the Gotham Knights. This is all the Batman. You've got Batgirl and Nightwing, Red Hood, and Catwoman, and so forth and so on. So, and then you've got zombie versions. So I think this one's kind of cool. I don't know what this giant bat signal is, but it's very big compared to the miniatures. So if this is an add-on, I think I would probably get. And it's not a cheap add-on. It's going to be a bigger box. But I think that I'm going to get that. I'm going to add that onto this pledge. Unkillables, it's got some interesting people in here, but I'm not going all in on this. But I do think that's kind of interesting. Some daily unlocks we have, and this is, you're paying, like I said, you're paying $130 for this. If you wait for retail, you're going to pay about $100, maybe even be able to get it for $90. But you're not going to get these add-ons, right? You're not going to get Mara. You're not going to get the Red Tornado, Mr. Terrific, Vicky Vale. Yeah. And then stretch goals, like all these stretch goal items won't come in. Steel's pretty cool, but he's a zombie. And I don't know if they're going to have zombie and hero versions of everybody. It doesn't appear like it. They made a point to do that with Marvel zombies, it seemed. I think everybody almost has their hero side or, human side and zombie side, but it doesn't look like they're going full out on this for that. Black Mana, one of my favorite villains, looks to be infected. And it's just kind of funny. Like, this is the sculpt I am very unhappy with. Wonder if this, it's not going to do it. Nope. I think this sculpt for Wonder Woman is horrid. I don't know what it is about it, but I just don't like it. What do you guys think? Is this... She's got like Captain America's shield, which... I don't know. Well, I guess she has a shield now in the cartoons, but like that... I think that sculpt is the worst. That's the only one I've seen that I really hate. Some of them look a little campy, but when I look at the Marvel Zombies one, I really thought those were really good, and maybe I'm just being overcritical on these. But the Marvel Zombie ones came out well, so hopefully we can have some hope for this one as well. I always like it when they do this like clear acrylic or PVC. I'm not sure what they're using for the clear along with the gray model. I just think it looks kind of cool. And they're going to keep unlocking. You can see we are at let's see, every $30,000 that they make, they're unlocking a new character. And so that'll be kind of nice. We've got shipping to the US, 34 to 46. I take that lightly. They're getting better since the whole Marvel Zombies, like they charged $150 for shipping. Like it was, everybody got super upset about that. And shipping prices are coming down, but gaming prices aren't catching up as fast. So we'll see what happens here. But always plan on the higher side. Please make sure you budget that. So all in all, what do I think? I've already backed it. Like I said, I was within the first few hours of backing it. My personal way I look at Zombicide these days is I'm going to back it. And I backed the other one prior to this, which was more of the, all the Asia mythos and things. I just went straight base pledge. There wasn't anything add-on that I was interested in. I had anime. It was all a whole bunch of mix that I didn't know. So the people that liked it were all excited about it, but I would say it did about mid. So it wasn't their best Kickstarter for Zombicide, wasn't their worst. But I was just going to get that version. I'm going to back this for $130 to get the extras. And then if I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't, I'm going to sell it. So I think I'll be able to get close to my money. These don't drop off as far as some of the others, but you're going to have people out there trying to sell these for like, oh, I got it for 130. I'm going to try to sell it for 200. If you're interested in it and just don't want to pay the money, wait for retail. You're going to have a good game. You're just not going to get some of the extras. And there's a lot. So it's not like you need to have all that stuff. You don't need to be a completionist on this. There's got to be another Zombicide and another one and another one. This is their cash cow. So what do you think? Are you a Zombicide yay or a Zombicide nay kind of person? This is my beer and pretzel. This is my fun. I like Euros and I like games like this that are just like, oh, can I figure out a way to not die? I'm getting rushed. There's something about that tension that I think Simon does the best at, and haven't found anybody. I do like Village Attack, but their company went under, so don't think we're going to be seeing anything else from them. But I would like to know what you think, and depending on where we end up, I may do like a 5 or 10 minute one when they get close to the very end, when they unlock the all-in pledge levels, and we'll kind of see what happens then. So hopefully you found this interesting. Thank you for watching, and no matter how you play, whether it's solo, with family, or friends, enjoy whatever you are bringing to the table. Have a great night.